A Christian artist signed to Jay-Z's Rock Nation is suing Travis Scott, SZA, and Future for copyright infringement and stealing one of her songs on a collaboration she did not authorize. All right, so this is one of the most interesting things. This isn't the first time this has happened. Several months ago, Zach pointed out there was murmurings of Travis Scott as a Christian song.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, not at all. And it's interesting. I don't know if she's still signed to Rock Nation, but this definitely creates a plot twist. First of all, very interesting that Jay-Z has a Christian artist signed to Rock Nation. Even more interesting that he could be behind this lawsuit and Rock Nation could be giving her the muscle to actually go after these guys. People don't know Rock Nation. They be pulling strings behind the scenes. So This is one big conglomerate suing some of the biggest names. And this stuff happens all the time in the music business, all the time. And it sucks that it's happening to a Christian artist. Victory Boy, go to her Instagram, put together a video. We're not going to read the article. We're just going to let her cook in her own video. Zach's going to stop. So this is Travis Scott says a Future suit over alleged lyric theft from Victory's Boy. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing alleged. There's nothing alleged about this. All right. So props to her for standing 10 toes down. And the vitriol in which Travis Scott stands and fanboys are going after her is utterly disgusting. Like, y'all got to do better.
Just names in music, and here's the story of how come. In 2019, I moved to a cabin in the mountains of Cody, Wyoming on a whim to write music for Ye. I wrote probably 100 songs, and maybe 5 of them have seen the light of day. I gave my very best effort to every individual word, line, and cadence.
Okay, so this is Jesus King era.
Yeah.
Right? This is as Jesus King was coming out the end of 2019. October is when it came out, so she's there with him, and I would say that, in my opinion, this is probably the healthiest Kanye has ever been.
Yeah.
He was off substances. He was off. He was trying to work on being a godly husband. He even had Kim Kardashian covered up and like going a more modest fashion route, right? And then the pandemic happened, and unfortunately, he unraveled and been struggling. So this was a really interesting time for him, and she was around and was writing some of these records on Jesus King. And I want to say some of the stuff made it to potentially Donda as well, though I'm not sure about that. Go ahead.
Sometimes spending hours crafting just one line. After a certain point of seeing my carefully crafted work be scrapped and truncated, I decided that I no longer am writing songs for Ye, but rather I'm writing songs for Jesus.
Okay, now, in these writing camps, it really is hundreds and hundreds of songs that get made.
Yes.
Hundreds of skits, ideas, so on and so forth. So she, as most people, would probably be frustrated. I'm sitting here giving you my very best, and most of it is getting scrapped. Right. And it has to be hard for a creative person, because 10 songs came out from that Jesus King album and the rest of it got scrapped.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just her. Bentley was over there. Sunday Service was over there. There was a lot of people working with him at this moment. The Clips were there. And so that has to have been heartbreaking for her to go through this. But she kept on working and kept on writing and is building her own tribe and audience and stuff.
I even climbed to the top of this rock and spent a day writing a song to the Lord. With all the same effort and meticulous attention to detail that I put towards creating work that would be pleasing to Ye, I decided to switch my focal point and apply the same effort towards creating works of art that would be pleasing to my Lord Jesus.
Props to her. Props to her. So here she is, writing songs to Jesus. No longer working for Ye. I was working for Ye as he was working for Jesus. She says that in here somewhere. And so she's now, hey, I just want to write for Jesus.
She got an interesting speaking cadence.
She does have an interesting speaking
Or
cadence.
voice. Or a little bit of both. I can't tell. I like it.
And once I did that, suddenly I had assurance that my work was not in vain. And even if
That's my dream outfit. I'm halfway there. I just need the damn hat.
You just need the hat. Yo, you kind of got a hat that looks like that.
Give me the cinch.
You want the cinch thing too?
Nah, I'm good off that.
No, you good off that.
another soul never heard what I created, I knew that God did. He treasured each and every word that I wrote for him. I wrote a couple versions of a song called Future Bounce. The intention was that this song describes a house party in heaven. When we all make it to heaven, we're going to be doing this dance called the Future Bounce. That was the original idea. Anyways, in November 2019, which was 1 month after finishing and releasing the hit album Jesus is King, of which I wrote lyrics for several of the songs. Ye wanted to immediately create more gospel music, and so I got back to work. I happened to film myself recording a snippet of this version of Future Bounce.
Pause it. She said, I got receipts.
Hello. Hello.
I got receipts. You could see the photo roll timestamp in one of these videos. And she pulls out receipts. I wrote this November 2019. Why? Because Kanye said I wanted to write more songs for Jesus. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. And I think I figured out her cadence thing. You might hate this. You might,
Oh no,
you might
we might
hate
have
it.
to clip this
And
out.
we can clip it.
All right.
She got a weird mix of a Joe Biden and a Tim Ross.
Yo,
And-
no.
No.
Come on, bro.
Listen closely. She goes, anyway, but then she's like, I decided to write songs for Jesus. Anyway. And I was like, whoa,
Bro, you're out of control.
no, it's facts. All right, back to the video. Back to
Zach
the video.
chose violence today. Victory Boyd's a good girl, man.
No, I know.
She's a good
No,
woman.
I said I
She's a
like
woman of God.
the cadence.
Don't compare her to Joe
No,
Biden. Don't do that.
It wasn't. It
Don't
was.
make this a political video.
It was soft.
Why does everything got to be political?
It was soft. It's free flowy, but it's also heartfelt in Jesus. It's not roasting her. It's not. You guys, come on, dog.
Stop.
Do you like the way it sounds?
Oh, there we go. There's the
Hear
November
the
17th.
bass playing so loud. Faith in Jesus, I'm sold out. Miracles wash away the doubt.
That's fire.
Drumline drops. Do you like the way it sounds?
Okay, real quick. I just want to acknowledge that she's writing very creative, like hip hop hooks, like bouncy, fun. This would go live crazy. You know what I mean? And she's writing hooks like that. And she's a singer with an acoustic guitar. I say that to say this young woman has a lot of range in terms of her pen game and her ability. Usually singer-songwriters aren't writing records like this. So all props to Victory
That's
Boyd.
crazy. So does the hook of the actual song sound like this?
Yeah.
I've never heard it.
Oh, yeah. We're,
So it sounds
we're
just
going to
like-
get there.
It sounds just like this.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
Heaven raining down, pouring all over the crowd. All my sins I renounce, cause I'm gonna see the future of the bounce. Hear the trumpets playing loud. Faith in Jesus, I'm sold out. Miracles wash all away the doubts. He can show up unannounced. Do you like the way it sounds? It was this later
That's fire.
version, however, that I created that Travis Scott stole.
And I'm excited to bring you guys our very first 3-day conference called the Bless God Summit, happening March 27th, 28th, 29th in Southern California. And at this conference, we'll have your very own Preston Perry.
Me as an evangelist, I've made it up in my mind that I'm not going to leave people with an excuse not to serve Jesus.
Dr. Sean McDowell.
If there's one thing Christians should care about, it's truth.
Our vision with this conference is to equip, empower, and inspire people to do the work of the ministry that God has for them in this time. And at this conference, we'll have your very own Alan Parr and his wife, Jim Parr.
The number one reason, people want to get divorced because they want to find someone else who can make them happy. Now, what they don't realize, they're chasing the wind.
John McCrae from What Do You Mean?
What you may be shocked or you may not be shocked to know is that the majority of Christians in America, they don't know how to articulate the message of the gospel to non-believers.
Lila Rose.
Love and marriage go together, that sex and marriage go together, that sex can bring life into the world. That's an amazing thing. That's not a bad thing.
Trizzle Fitness.
Most people fail at dieting because they're just trying to lose weight too fast. What are you in such a rush for?
But where a lot of people get stuck is figuring out what it looks like to walk in that. And so these 3 pillars of our conference will be covering everything from apologetics to family in the home and the marketplace, and how you can lean into those 3 pillars to discover your calling on this side of eternity.
I can see the future is looking like we level through the sky. I can't wait to live in glory of eternal paradise. Won't you wash my sins and write my name inside the book of life? Might as well turn up now. He can pop up unannounced. Till the trumpets, do you like the way it sounds?
Okay, now, for the record, I like the first version better than this version because I just like it more Jesus-y. Personally, it's my personal preference.
Oh, I wasn't even listening to the lyrics. I was just vibing.
Yeah. This one it has less Jesus in it.
Okay.
But it's still a bop. And so, yeah, that's why the Travis Scott one was jacked from this one. Go ahead.
Down payment all in my account. Gonna wear the crown. Holy Ghost falling on the crowds. We gonna see him coming in the clouds. Do you like the way it sounds?
That's hard.
Is this the one that they pretty much word for word?
Oh, yeah.
Not Dan McClellan word for word, but like kind of just, hyperbole word for word jacked.
Oh, I mean, 90 to 95% Dan McClellan word for word.
Okay, that's crazy.
Not identical word for identical words, spelt the same. I think even Dan McClellan will have to go. Yeah,
I think this one was stolen.
This is stolen.
Choir singing so loud. Faith in Jesus, I'm sold out. Miracles wash away the doubts. Drumline drops. Do you like the way it sounds?
That's a bop. So she got some Jesus in there, but it is slightly different. Go ahead.
I use the term stolen because this is how the dictionary defines the word. Suddenly, 4 years after creating it, I find a distorted version of my work in a song called Telekinesis. 3 times in this song, Travis Scott repeats the chorus that I wrote.
Pause it.
Horrible chop. DJ chop? That was so bad.
Correct. But it sounds like this dude took all the Jesus out.
Yeah.
Like, how disgusting of a human do you have to be to take something that is sacred to this young woman, to take something that she's meticulously crafting to honor Jesus with, to take it and take all the Jesus out of it?
Hear me out. Maybe it wasn't his fault. Maybe he went to go record the lyrics and in the middle started manifesting. He's like, my Jesus. And he's like, we got to rewrite it so I can get through it.
That was just a bad auto tune.
That was just a bad
that wasn't him manifested. That was the bad auto tune.
He's like, we got to rewrite it because I can't get through the lyrics.
Can't say Jesus. It's the same melody. To the trumpet.
Not once.
Yeah, that's that
It's
last
the same
part
exact
exactly.
thing.
To the trumpets, do you like the
I don't
way
know
it
if
sounds?
Dan would say it's the word for word.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's pretty close. Wow. Go ahead.
Did anyone ask me or consider to inquire of my participation in this song?
Of course not.
My answer would have been no. I wrote this song for God, and to the extent that Ye was working for God, I was working for Ye. Travis, on the other hand, never had this intent, which you can see when you read the lyrics.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. Hide your kids. Okay, so first of all,
explicit.
first of all, you got the nerve to steal a song.
Hello.
Then you got the nerve to steal a Christian song.
Come on.
Then you got the nerve to steal a Christian song and open it with "Used to want to F on a R&B itch. Then ish happened.
Yeah.
Used to want to be rich. Then it finally happened. Thought I'd make me happy. I could have taken the pain and could have went outside street, stepped in and raised me, but I ain't have my daddy. Really?
No.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
Don't. You can't say the next line.
I can't say the next line.
You're not allowed to say it. You're not allowed to say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just asking for clarity.
Yes.
Come on.
All right. Go ahead.
That's my Pastor Ed Noon. Come on.
To telekinesis. I never would have consented to being associated and to help make a hit song that spreads this message. So they had to steal my work if they wanted to use it because permission simply would not have been granted. Included in my lawsuit is also Swiss watch company Audemars Piguet, because while they did ask me for permission to use my work in their brand partnership with Travis Scott, I told them no.
And they're like,
sue everybody.
It's like
make an example out of everybody.
She said no, but what does that really mean?
And so I'm really curious, not that she owes me an explanation, but how involved is Rock Nation in this? Are they really going to have her back? Are they really going to say right is right, wrong is wrong? Is she still with Rock Nation? Because again, Rock Nation is extremely powerful.
Yeah.
Right? And so if there's ever a time to harness that power for good, this would be the time. Sue the bones off of everybody involved. Everybody involved needs to get it. Unload the clip.
Yeah, that's crazy.
December of 2023, they published my work in collaboration with Travis Scott in a major commercial campaign anyway. A multi-million-dollar partnership. Again, let's go back to the definition of stealing.
Wait. So after Travis Scott made the song, they went to use Travis Scott's version of the song in their thing, and they still knew to go to her to ask for permission?
I think they may have even credited her.
Because they said, essentially, they probably asked Travis and was like, is the song cleared?
Yeah.
And they're like, well,
again,
technically.
we can look up the credits in a moment. I bet you what happened was, so what happens in the music industry is that oftentimes when there's sample clearances, writing clearances, producer clearances, people are contributing to a song, they actually will just put the record out because they're trying to get stuff out very fast now with technology. So what probably happened is they used it, assumed she was cool with it. It's a Travis Scott placement. What do you mean? This is going to be massive. It's SZA. Of course she would clear it. And she's like, nah, don't use this song. This is not for you.
Yeah.
So they credited her, maybe even gave her publishing on it. And then we're like, we'll clean the paperwork off on the back end. This is my prediction. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because they, demos get passed around, and that's one theory. And so that's perhaps how this watch company knew that she was a part of the process. And when you go to get a sync license, this is what this is. Everyone has to give clearance, unless you give clearance ahead of time, which she probably didn't give clearance ahead of time, because this is different. It's different than putting out a song.
So they were just going through the standard sync licensing process.
Yeah. I'm totally...
Yeah, no, but that makes the most sense.
I'm totally guessing. And so in that, she was probably like, no. And they did it anyway.
Wow.
And so this is the... I'll have a takeaway here in a second. Go ahead.
So now we have all these layers of violations against me from multi-billion-dollar institutions. I said it before and I'll say it again. The story of David and Goliath repeats itself.
So here's my thought on this, and I'm not trying to be, how do I say this gently? I think she's within every legal right to sue the brakes off these people, and I think she should, and I hope she does. Did they credit her or they did not credit her?
Victory Boyd.
So she did get a writing credit, yeah.
Yep.
So she got a writing credit, but she didn't clear the song.
Ruslan knows his music industry.
And so here's, and this is not to be too harsh, because I don't think she meant anything by this. But respectfully, I have friends in the same industry. This has happened to friends of mine in the same industry.
Yeah.
With one of the same artists involved. I'll keep that close, keep that tucked. Okay? How do I say this gently? What do you expect when you're playing with serpents?
Whoa.
Again, I'm not trying to shame her or say she did anything wrong here.
Yeah.
But what do you expect when you're in these circles? And yes, granted, Kanye had an amazing Christian phase, and we're grateful for that. And I do believe the Lord used that, and I do believe the people came to the Lord because of Kanye.
Okay.
Even though Kanye is not walking with Jesus now, which is a whole separate conversation. But like, you're signed to Jay-Z, you're at Rock Nation. It's gonna be
it's an uphill battle from there.
Yeah, you don't think that was like also a calculated risk for them? Oh, she's on our team, because Rock Nation will work that out. You don't think that was an internal conversation that they could sort that out? And so, like, from one standpoint, I'm 100% behind her. Sue the brakes off these people, and I hope Rock Nation does right by her. From another standpoint, it's like, I think this need, and again, 2019 was a different time. Before TikTok, before Instagram, before artists can legitimately become mega viral on her own. In that, I hope, and I don't know if she would co-sign this. Maybe she'd be pissed off at me right now for saying this. I hope this will be a cautionary tale for Christian artists. Don't deal with these people.
Don't dabble in the darkness.
Don't dabble with these people. And I'm not talking about Kanye, because I think she was there, but like Rock Nation, all these other folks involved, and like now your demo is getting passed around, and people
you think it's a sketchy decision in hindsight, or especially in the now? Like, who knows when she was signed?
I think if she was independent and had nothing to do with anyone in the industry, perhaps it wouldn't have been as overt. Like, we're just gonna take this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe not.
If you were counseling another artist and they were a Christian artist and they're like, I'm assigned to Rock Nation, would you be like, don't do it because you're dabbling in the darkness too much?
Run from these people.
Run from
Have
these
nothing
people.
to do. Don't try to collaborate with these people. Don't do anything with these people. Like unless you and an artist that privately came to Jesus come together or in the studio together. Don't go through management. Don't go through anyone involved in any of this stuff. Unless you have a personal relationship.
Yeah.
With, like, say,
if they're just sending you money and you're working independently,
yes,
then maybe.
Like, say, I'll throw out a radical example. This is going to be a crazy example. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. Say me and Raphael from Prayers,
Okay.
Raphael Reyes, and Kat Von D do a song together.
Possible.
Those are my people. I love Kat. I love Raphael.
Okay.
Like that. Those are my dogs. No one's getting involved in that. There's no agents. There's no managers. There's no labels. It's just the three of us. We dropping that thing on DistroKid, and we'll do the splits and we'll keep it pushing.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Like there should be no demos floating around. There should be no packs of yours floating around. Like as a Christian artist, I would just tread very carefully with these people. It's not about Christian artists and not Christian artists in terms of who you want to collaborate, because there's a lot of people that are on their journey and are figuring out their faith and trying to work this stuff out. But in terms of like, you're so in the mix that they could just take your stuff. And again, I think you know the situation I'm alluding to of something that happened with another Christian artist in the same circle, and that one of the artists involved did the same thing to them. And they almost went public with it. Thankfully, they didn't. But this has happened before.
That's
like
crazy.
this stuff happens all the time. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to comment below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And check out this other video that YouTube seems to be recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.